With everyone buying SUVs nowadays, it's surprising that 2018 is starting to turn into the year of the mid-size sedan. You have the Honda Accord, you have the Toyota Camry. Those were two big launches this year on their mid-size product. And then you have this flagship from Mazda, the Mazda 6. For 2018, it's a refresh, but a huge refresh. Let's start off with the exterior. First of all, the first thing that's so striking, this is a new trim, which is the signature trim like you have in the CX-9, but the grille, it's so detailed, it's three-dimensional. They've really cleaned up the front area here. There's no more driving lights on the bottom, so this is extremely, extremely clean and sleek. You have nice chrome accents. Everything is built into the headlamp now. There are LED lamps in the front, LED in the back, and that comes standard. Then over to the side, 17-inch wheels are standard. On this signature, it gets brand new, redesigned 19-inch rims. I love the design. They're straight, but they have a lot of texture and curves to them. They make it look like they're bigger than 19 inches. And then the side is the same. In the back, you get a new light treatment, but the main thing is the rear where the exhaust pipes are. They've cleaned that up now. It just looks very, very tidy. So that's it for the exterior. Let's go inside, and that's where there's a big difference, as well as underneath the hood. Ooh, listen to that. That is new for the Mazda 6, and that's the 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder. But before we get to that, let's talk about the inside. Outside wasn't a lot of difference, but the inside, pretty well everything is new, other than the steering wheel. Everything. First of all, behind the steering wheel, you have a new gauge pack. It's a lot more simple. It's easier to read. The font's easier. And on the signature model, you get a 7-inch LCD display in the right smack in the center now. So your speedometer is programmable to whatever you want it to be. It looks really smart. Then you have an 8-inch tablet style screen instead of a 7-inch. The whole interior really has a wraparound cockpit-like feel now. It's very cohesive. I love the different materials, and I especially love this trim where the door handle just goes and blends right in to this nice little aluminum strip here. You have a wood finish, you have ultra suede on this, and they really went to town on details. Apparently this ultra suede, they worked with the supplier and they did a couple different treatments similar to what they do with Japanese kimonos, and they made this type of finish, and it does feel really neat. It's very soft, but it's got a neat finish to it, so a big fan of that. This is a signature edition, so it gets the Napa leather seats and a new color, this chestnut color, or else you can get white as well. And they both have this little chrome trim on the back. But the surprising thing, even if you don't go with a signature or the GT model, even the base model Mazda 6 now is very well equipped, and it doesn't look a lot different than this top end trim. Heated seats front and back are standard on all models. On the signature trim, you get ventilated seats. You also got a heated steering wheel. Also standard on all models, blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, which on a lot of vehicles, that comes in more of a premium package. Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is not available on the 6 yet. Let's get back to what's under the hood of this Mazda 6. It's a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder turbo, 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. But if you want more horsepower, you can just use premium fuel and you get 250 horsepower, but the torque remains the same. This engine uses a dynamic pressure turbocharger, and without getting all technical, what it does is it allows you to get a lot more boost at low RPMs, which means that you get a lot more torque at low RPMs, and you really do feel it with this vehicle. When you put your foot into it, first of all, it has a really nice growl to it. It sounds really good, but you really feel that low and mid-range torque. Now, if you do put the premium in and you get the extra horsepower, that peak horsepower doesn't come on till about 5,000 RPM. And this motor is tuned for regular gas, so I'd probably just stick with the regular fuel.
Well, I think the driving decision to put the turbocharged engine in this car, it's a direct pressure turbo. So it's a specialized turbo system. It gives great real-world benefits in terms of fuel economy and torque delivery. And we always make an incredibly good chassis, an incredibly dynamic vehicle. And when you layer in a very competent and potent engine, it just makes for a very exciting package.
Also new, the base 2.5-liter four-cylinder now features cylinder deactivation. At times when the load is light, the engine can switch from 4 to 2 cylinders for optimal fuel economy. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to test this one, so look for it in another everyday review. We'd be here for a couple of hours if I went through the whole list of everything that they've changed on this vehicle. Everything from the steering. The steering geometry is changed. They've taken out some bushings. They've mounted the steering rack differently. They've changed the suspension. And then for the noise and vibration, what they've done, they've got thicker acoustic glass. They've basically changed all the seals in the vehicle, different floor panels, different carpeting, different sound deadening, everything about it, and it's basically class-leading interior noise, and that makes a big difference and gives you that more premium feel for a vehicle. We mentioned the blind spot monitoring and the rear cross traffic alert being standard. If you get the higher trim levels, you get things like radar cruise control with active stop and go. You have frontal collision warning and autonomous braking. I think the engineers did an excellent job in tuning the handling of the new Mazda 6. Steering effort is near perfect, not too light by any means, but not heavy enough to really take notice. On-center feel is excellent, and when matched to the new suspension, the ride is very solid and sophisticated, making this 6 worthy of its flagship designation. All in all, I really feel if you are in the market for an intermediate or mid-size sedan like this, it really is balanced, not in just the way that it handles and it feels. The interior is first rate, you got the great styling, and it really has a sporty ride. So good job, Mazda. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.